up at 5 a.m. and shoot with Shev, they think, okay, yeah, he really do. But, bro, can we just talk about the work that we actually put in?
Nah, big facts. It was big facts. At the end of the day, like, that's how me and you became so close, because I remember we was in the same, like, the way I see him, I ain't gonna lie, the way I see him chunk was set up, it was type nice. You know, the athletes, that's one thing, I ain't gonna lie. Coach Hogan got his basketball players. It's nice in those apartments and stuff like that. So the setup was like a little nicer. You got your own room and stuff like that, even though it's a community college, you got your own room in an apartment and stuff. So it was good. And so I used to be like, I was the only one who I was seeing in the gym at 5 a.m. And then it was like, days I'll be like, I feel like I'm late or I'm not going out. I hear a door close. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I go to the gym and it be this nigga Quinn shooting in the dark. I'm like, let me get my ass up. So I go to the gym. Niggas trying to outwork me, bro. I go to the gym. Quinn in the gym shooting in the dark. And doing mad handle drills in the dark, yo.
Oh my God.
Yo,
I
know how he got in that. Yo, I used to be like, yo, so I was like, yeah, I know he. I'm like, he ready, he on it.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast, your source for living a healthier lifestyle and developing a better mind, body, and soul. Through guidance, tips, and stories of highly successful fitness gurus, athletes, and individuals who are passionate about enhancing all aspects of life, we provide you with the tools to help you take your lifestyle to another level. And now your host, Quinn Mitchell.
Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. This is your host, Quinn Mitchell. Today I have a very special guest, Shev Hardy is back again. And today we're here to talk our basketball stories. But he was my teammate back at CMCC and UMA. But let's talk about when you was at NHTI. How was that experience for you?
I mean, honestly, that was a good experience for me. You know, coming straight out of high school, it was a good experience. You know, it was different. It started to get a little difficult, but it was just so fun because I was fresh out of high school. You know, it was everybody's dream and stuff like that. So, you know, things was good. Coach Hogan was a real good coach. Like, I love Coach Hogan. He was a great coach. You know, he teach a lot of skill. His practices is very fun. Like, real fun. Like, Coach Hogan was real good, and he let me play the way I play. You know what I mean? He's like, Chevy, you take it to the right. You know what I mean? Like, he used to let me play.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his players, and he know how to use his players to their ability. If he know you can shoot, he gonna put you in positions to shoot. He know you rebound, he gonna put you in positions to rebound. If you're a screener, he gonna screen it. You know what I mean? If you got good handle and capacity, he gonna put you in positions to do that. Like, real good dude. You know what I mean? We had a real good team. Like, that was out of all the teams I played for. When it came to the whole team as the collective, I think that was the closest team I played for in college as a collective. Everybody being a collective, because, you know, at CM it was like, you know, though on the outside looking in, we looked at like, you would think our team was real close. We was a family. We'll go to war for each other because the way the system was designed for us to play, you know, everybody diving on our floors. You know, if you don't clap it, go pick your mans up, you may not be on a team, or you definitely ain't playing. You're already averaging 8 minutes a game, bro. Nice. And you from New York or something, New Jersey, Connecticut. So that's the type of stuff it is. So, you know, on the outside looking in, you would think that you would have thought it was like a crazy family thing, but it was like, it was real cliquey. Everybody only messed with everybody. Like, at the end of the day, like, you was my main man, you know what I mean? And then, like, when it come down from the line like that, it was just more like, I kind of just like, real, I tried to be cool with everybody, but, you know, it was different, guys. It was like, had a little envy and jealousy when it came to the basketball thing over who's playing over who and stuff like that. So it made it real uncomfortable and hard to even be cool. I mean, and be fully comfortable that it ain't fake. You know what I mean? Right. So that the system, in a way, the stuff was designed for the basketball program just automatically divided people and had people, you know. It made it more than just friendly competitiveness. You know what I mean? Guys really didn't want to see you do good at times so they could get in the game. You know what I mean? There's times guys going crazy on the bench and stuff like that in the game and don't pass you the ball. You know, the Connecticut, you know, we had Connecticut guys, me, you, and Rob. That trio was good. You know, Cornelius, he was pretty good to play with. He was good. He was a good dude to play with and stuff. You know, I mean, you and him had it out for it, because when you went off for 30 in the red and white game, when we won that chunk, we was set up. We was on a team that we should have lost too, but we won that game, and he tried to take your ass out and stuff. I mean, he tried to take your butt out. Yeah, so
hey, you good.
Yeah, he tried to take your butt out, and and you and he got in trouble and stuff like that because we really were set up to lose, and we really beat those dudes. Like that was crazy though. That's crazy, man.
But it's something I want you to talk about because I know I've talked about it with other guys on the podcast. But this is something that you was my roommate for 2 years in a row. I really want you to talk about the work we put in since we met each other. Like, I don't think, because people really don't understand. They hear me say I wake up at 5 a.m. and shoot with Shev. They think, okay, yeah, he really do. But, bro, can we just talk about the work that we actually put in?
Nah, big facts. It was big facts. At the end of the day, like, that's how me and you became so close. Because I remember we was in the same, like, the way I see him, I ain't gonna lie, the way our CM chunk was set up, it was type nice. You know, the athletes, that's one thing, I ain't gonna lie. Coach Hogan got his basketball players. It's nice in those apartments and stuff like that. So the setup was like a little nicer. You got your own room and stuff like that, even though it's a community college. You got your own room in an apartment and stuff. So it was good. And so I used to be like, I was the only one who I was seeing in the gym at 5 a.m. And then I was like, days I'll be like, I feel like I'm late or I'm not going out. I hear a door close. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I go to the gym and it be this nigga Quinn shooting in the dark. I'm like, let me get my ass up. So I go to the gym. Niggas trying to outwork me, bro. I go to the gym. Quinn in the gym shooting in the dark. And doing mad handle drills in the dark, yo. Oh my God. Yo, I know how he got in that, yo. I used to be like, yo, so I was like, yeah, I know he. I was like, he ready, he on it. I ain't gonna lie. The only other out of the freaking 28 guys, Pietro Badalaski and Kim Duncan. Those are the only guys that was up there early in the morning in the gym putting in that work. But I was like, their workouts was totally different, and they played totally different positions. So me and Quinn, it was like hand in hand. We both was guards, and we both had that flavor. We played with handle. We like the ball in our hands, dribble. You know what I mean? Quinn liked to splice that thing way more, and I like to go to the rack. But at the end of the day, we like to get it off all the same. So it was hand in hand, and we just worked hard. Like, and it wasn't like we was just out there doing stuff we wanted to do. Like, we was out there doing defensive drills on the ropes. You know what I mean? Medicine ball. Like, we was going to work. I mean, I remember when we went to St. Joe's, and when we warmed up, when we got our first opportunity, really, when dudes was injured and stuff like that, or like. Well, and you got to come in too, and your dad was there. He was recording stuff like that. Even when we was working, the way we worked out and did our pre-game and stuff like that. Like I warmed up my whole warm-up. I warmed up with the medicine ball. I just dribbled the medicine ball the whole time. You know what I mean? Then you're like, let me see that, boy. Let me see that. You know what I mean? You did the same shit because it was what we do in the morning. Even other coaches like, hey, yo. You know what I mean? Like Holmes, I like CSJ. He always gave dudes their props. Like, you see those dudes? It was like we were like, man, this is what we always do. Let's check up. Let's go. Let's ball. But it was like the work ethic was crazy. Like the coaches noticed it. Even Coach Gagne noticed it because when he finally did give us our opportunity, when guys went down, and what he did say it kind of made sense. But it was like, Coach, like, we've been putting in work, and that we could. We every time you gave us opportunity, when we got our very first opportunity, we talked about it in the fucking room because we didn't know if it was going to really be on teams or not. But we still talked about it before the red and white game started. You know what I mean? We was talking about it. You was like, yeah, I don't care what. You was putting on your Kobe's like, yeah, I don't care what these dudes talking about, bro. No, I'm in that mode. I'm gonna do 30. I'm gonna do 30. I'm gonna do 30. And I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just trying to go out there, cross a few dudes up and drop some dimes. I was like, I'm trying to have a rondo game. I was like, that's what he wants from his point guards. He don't want his guards to score. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a rondo game. I was like, he wants you to. I was like, we're on the same team. I'm just feeding you. He was like, bet. You was like, bet. So, and it's crazy because we went out there and we just did that, and it was perfect. We had Coach Blaze. You know what I mean? Coach Blaze, he put that defense in, and he knew what time it is. He I think he helped out at Lawrencetown High School and stuff. So like, his system is real different. It was free for us. So like, he just let me and you at the guard position do us. And it was crazy. You had like 34, 35, or some crazy struck like that. I mean, I had an easy, smooth double-double, hitting game, not the game winner, hit the buzzer beater on this dude.
Buzzer beater,
had dudes crying and stuff, and it was like, and like we went back that day, like we accomplished something. It was like, yo, yes, we accomplished the first test. We got to show him under, because at first everybody just going at it in practice. Everybody going at it in practice. Everybody, he throw on a drill where everybody playing 5-on-5 straight hack mode, hack, packed. Dudes is going crazy. Dudes could not pass you the ball because they don't want you to look better than them. You know what I mean? And then it was perfect. It was the first time we got a real test and under the lights, you know what I mean? A crowd, fans, referees, coaches, and stuff like that. And we came to the test. I mean, obviously, on the other end, they still did their thing. My man Rob, Rob still did what he had to do. Pete still did him. Corn, they still did them. But on our end, we did what we had to do, and we was like, but I think the most outstanding on our team for like held that team down on what we did. Because if anything, the team just ran around how we played. Like on the way the situation was, like I said, Coach Blaze let us ball. We ran a few plays or whatnot, but at the end of the day, he let us ball. After that, I felt accomplished. For me, like I know for both of us though, but like my story was different. You coach, he gassed you, like he gassed everybody. He gassed you. You came in, you got to recruit it. You got scholarship money and stuff like that. He put you on a website and things like that, and then got us there just to work hard for the other dudes, practice players. And I get there. And, he said, we see, you just put in the work. I put in the work, and, off rip, Rob sit me down, talk to me on the side. Facts, no gassing or nothing. We already had this talk, man. Big Rob, we sit and Blaze and Rob, like, bro, I think he gonna start you in the backcourt with me, I think that would be the smartest thing to do, you know what I mean? Maybe he put you at the one, put me at the two, this is my last year. I'm trying to get bucks. You know how Rob is, like,
yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I don't know, Rob, he's talking like LeBron, got his hand over his mouth, so nobody can see him. He's like, yeah, I don't know, yeah. But, I was a little happy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm hopefully that's how it go. That's how it should be. I see too, you know what I mean? I felt like I could have did what they wanted. I could have scored. I could have passed. I could have just played D. I could do whatever they want. Not saying other guys couldn't do it, but I don't know. It is what it is. The energy was there, like going back to that. So, he was saying that, and then, we see you, and, we playing, every time we playing pick-up threes, you killing dudes. Dudes like, yo, nobody can stop playing. You going crazy. So I'm like, yo, our team nice. I'm just looking like, yo, our team nice. If this team get ran how it's supposed to be, we should be straight. There's about 8 or 9 of us that only should be playing again, rotated like that. And it should be a rap land. Everybody should be getting double figures. Easy. And that's real easy. Like, me and you talked about that. Me and Rob talked about that. Like, coming from Connecticut, you've been on plenty of teams where you got 6, 7 guys averaging double figures. Like, that's light, if you were running the system the right way. And we had that team to do it. But, he had us trying to run that system in a half and half. Like, it was weird, he still wanted his way. It was harsh. It was different. It was harsh. Yeah. And then he didn't want to play us. Like, he wanted to have us take a seat back and put in time. It's like, bro, why we want to put in time? We already didn't put in a year of school. And then this is a community college. We're trying to get out of here, get to the university. You know what I mean? You're supposed to treat this like a JUCO. You know what I mean? Even though, it's UCAA, it's basically NAIA and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, nobody's trying to be there, stay there. Like, you said it. We going to come here and you get recruited. You can help us get recruited to a bigger and better school and stuff like that. So it's like, why try to have us come here and sit the bench a whole year and have your players from last year still playing? Which I'm not saying Rob or Pietro and Corn came and earned his spot, you know what I mean? But he was in a good position. He was an athletic big man, He earned his spot, but he played down low. But it was like, it was it was a 2-spot and 4-spot that a lot of people was fighting for. And I'm not trying to throw no salt or shade on nobody, but it was a 2-spot and 4-spot that a lot of people was fighting for, or maybe it was the 3-spot. I don't know what it was, but that should have been held a little different, like a real different, or it should have just been different, or. A lot of the type of guys he recruited should have never got recruited there to go there for what they was recruited for. Because we had guys could have left and went and did anything.
Yeah, bro, that motherfucker had me playing center. I don't know if you forgot that. That it did it.
Yeah, I forgot that. See, that's that type of stuff I'm talking about, bro. And it's like we work our whole life to get to this point. You know what I mean? Outside shooting hoops, outside on the concrete all day and night. Dudes ain't doing that. Dudes is going in the house. You know what I mean? Having to get told to come in the house. You know what I mean? Dudes, their whole life. You know what I mean? Putting basketball before so much stuff, like sacrifices for so long to get to a school, and the coach want to put you out of position. And mean? Like, a lot of dudes be complaining, but you know, you usually hear a dude's 6'6", like, oh, Coach Henry playing center. But it's like, bro, you're 6'2", and coach gonna try to put you down low, and you're 6'2", scoring shooting guard. It's like, why are you play? It's like, you don't know he didn't know personnel. He didn't really know nothing. He really didn't pay attention. He was very biased when it came to everything. Once he had something set, he didn't look no other way. Like, even Cornelius, Cornelius played his way, but then when Cornelius was working on his jumping, I was like, remember I told him, like, Cornelius, you gotta shoot over here. You're shooting over here, bro. I'm like, coach, he's shooting under 50% or 50% or whatever it was, because he's shooting the ball over here, bro. Like that Lonzo Ball, before Lonzo Ball. I'm like, he's shooting over here. I'm like, he gotta shoot over here. And once I told him that, I'm like, bro, your coach supposed to taught you this, bro. I'm like, I've been noticing that about you, but I didn't want to try to fix your jumper. You probably shot like that forever. But I'm like, coach should have been saying something to you about that. And then I told coach, I'm like, coach, you don't see that? And I'm like, because he was like, Cornelius made 7 out of 9 free throws. I'm like, you ain't see there's no difference? Because remember the next day in practice, he's like, you went 7 for 9. He's like, now you hit this free throw, we ain't got to run. And I'm like, you don't see? He like, oh, he hit it, guys. I'm like, you don't see the difference, coach? I'm like, he didn't even notice the difference. I'm like, yo, this coach is so like, he don't even notice that stuff. And he like, wow, I didn't notice that, Shev. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, everybody see that, coach. You know, what's our team? Everybody, you can see that Chuck and Lewis all the way from Auburn to Lewiston. You can see that.
Hey, I want you to touch on this story. You remember I was hurt? They coach told me he thought he was being funny. He thought he was being funny. They told me to hop off the bike.
Oh yeah, nah. This is just to let y'all dudes know that Quinn don't be gassing and stuff. This how hard Quinn go on. Like, Quinn don't play no game. Like, Quinn ain't that boy that you play one-on-one and he gonna let you win. You like, if you ever be in one-on-one, you know you earned it, because he not letting nothing. You ain't getting nothing easy. So practice was mad whack, like and flat, you know, because we got to the point where we was at that half court BS, and then it was just one team staying on offense and stuff like that. So, you know, some dudes was already just being funny on purpose, not even trying to play and making it flat because of that situation. So coaches started complaining. They was like, you know what? Quick, get off the bike. Come play defense. You know what I mean? Just to get a different body and an extra body, try to play defense. And they're like, Rob is just getting assists after assists. He just going everywhere and doing whatever he want. I really don't remember who you came in for. Like, I really don't remember who that was, who was guarding him and was just letting him do whatever, because whoever it was, they just didn't want to play or whatnot. I don't know. And or Rob was just killing. I don't know. You know what I mean? But long story short, you come in with your hamstring busted right off the bike, like on your Jason Terry shit. Fresh game 5, Jay Terry off the bike, right off the warm up. You know what I mean? So you come onto the court and you come on that serious face and start playing defense. And like, I remember, like, I don't know if y'all check up. Yeah, Rob like to check up. So y'all checked up or whatever. And you got right up for it. And like, you try to take my dribble. Give me that. And you like took the ball like, give me that. And I was like, everybody was like, oh shit. And like, you was trying to turn it up and you was playing serious. And then you just kept doing that like 3 times more. Like, you started locking them up, making them throw turnovers and stuff. And so, you know, coach was like, you know what? Get out of here. You know what? It's whatever. No, get on the line. Like, he just ended practice. Like, we just stopped doing that shit. He was pissed off. I was like, that shit was funny as hell. Like, even Rob was like, yo, school. Even Rob talking about it. Rob, though, it ain't no salt. Rob was like, Quinn, he was looking at me. He was like, yo, what's going on, Quinn? I'm like, he going hard. He was like, Quinn was like, he was just looking at him like, yo, check up. Like, this dude, coach got mad. He was like, this is what you was asking for. This is what you wanted. We was flat. Like, you brought what we wanted. Then I was over because it wasn't what he didn't want to see that. He didn't want to see Rob doing that because nothing. So, you know, now he was upset. It was, you know, sticky situations, yo. But if you were somebody like Charles Cedar or somebody doing like that, it would be like, yes, what's going on?
Yeah, he got praised,
that stuff we used to go through. Like, when you would see a person, like coach would come and walk by us, because he'll come to his office sometimes 7:30 in the morning. So by that time, we'll just be done. By that time, we had the point where we just getting our 100 shots, 5 spots, and you know what I mean? We just getting up our 100 mid-range and our 103 catch and shoot 5 spot. You know what I mean? And he's just watching. He's amazed. And it's like, bro, you didn't even see
we do this every
quarter
day,
of it. Yeah, so he's amazing. Then he like, he comes into practice like, guys need to start getting in the gym, putting in work. Because we used to get in the weight room too. We was in the weight room too in the morning. It wasn't like we was just going strictly to the gym. We was going to the weight room, then the gym, to the gym, then the weight room. You know what I mean? We were starting off our morning right. So, you know what I mean? He was like, you guys need to be doing this. He was never giving us our credit or praising us. None of that until one. And when he did give us our praise or credit, it was behind closed doors and when nobody was around. Like when everybody, the team would be walking around, he'll come smack me on my ass or say something. Like he'll call both of us into his room and be like, yo, y'all doing good, y'all doing this. But he would never praise us in front of the team. Like he would praise other guys, certain guys, and it was just like it made me feel uncomfortable, and that's the real reason why I left. One of the real reasons why I left him. I didn't want to stay at UMA. You know what I mean? I should have. I mean CMCC, but he talked me from going into Newberry. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you was about to go there, right?
Yeah, I was about to go to Newberry, and this one they had that dude coaching who played for the Celtics. He had just got the job. He was the little short guard, and it was perfect because I'm like, yeah, 5'7" guard. He played for the Celtics with Dana Burrows. Dana Burrows was the coach. You know what I mean? Dana Burrows, he called me on my phone personally. He was like, Shev, I love you. I seen your tape on YouTube. I love your game. He was like, you will fit perfect under my system. He was like, this will fit you perfect. Then he called Coach Gagne, and I was going to make the move and do everything on my own without even telling Gagne nothing. So he called Gagne, he talked to him, Gagne, give me good feedback to him and all that. But then he called me in his office like, I don't think it's a good move for your body. I don't know. Who knows how much you'll get to go there. That school's expensive. I don't know if you're going to like it. I don't know. I don't know if the system. And he did everything in his power to talk me out of there. You know what I mean? Going to UMA. And I'm just, and then like, and I'm like, well, when he did bring up UMA, I was like, damn, it's still in the conference and the UCAA. But I'm like, at the end of the day, as far as the team-wise, it made sense because I'm like, they just got 2 gunners on their team, so they need a guard. I'm like, they need a pure point guard. I can go there and just get them the ball and get them comfortable shots and stuff like that. But we're going to get into that way down the line, probably in episode 3. You know what I mean? Because there's no comfortable shots at UMA.
But I want you to talk about how you were able just to keep your mind at peace as a player, just being in CMCC system. Because you know me, Shev, it drove me insane not being able to get my opportunity. I know a lot of players may be going through that same thing in other schools. So is there any advice that you could give the players even going through that particular type of situation?
Yeah, I mean, like in our case, like it was hard because we was putting in the work, so we was really feeling it even when we was acting like we wasn't. You know, you go in your room at night, you're trying to hold back your tears in your room, you know what I mean? You're calling your close people that's real close to you, letting them know how you feel and stuff like that. You know, it really did still hurt deep down inside, but you just got to stay with it because if you quit, my advice was always like, yo, if you go back home, like no matter what's going on up here, you ain't getting the playing time you want to get, you ain't playing how you want to play. I'm like, for me, this is a great opportunity when it comes to meeting people, being in a different environment, you know what I mean, seeing where I could take myself now that I could work off at a different environment, something totally new. It was like a refresher for life, period, for me outside of basketball. So I was like, at the end of the day, I started thinking about trying to focus on other stuff too outside of basketball because all my life, all I ever just focused on was basketball gonna get me here and there and there. So I was like, hey, maybe I'm here and I'm at a good spot and point now I can start focusing on a few other things. I'm still going to put in my work with basketball and stuff like that, but I'm like, I'm not going to let it take over my mind or brain too much because it can do that, you know what I mean? When you love the game, you know, and you used to play a certain way, you used to be in a certain way, you know what I mean? Things ain't going right, you know what I mean? The team may not be winning or barely winning, you know what I mean? The coach is talking to you a certain way about how the team's playing and you're not even really playing, but you got to sit there and get here to lecture. You know what I mean? You feel some type because you're like, man, I'm not even playing, bro. I should be playing. Let me go. And you know, so, yeah, I mean, just stay humble at the end of the day and just always have goals. Like, just don't stay stuck in that one spot. Like, always think ahead, you know what I mean? Always think ahead. Like, always think ahead. Be thinking about other goals. Like, always have a plan B, whether that's a different school, you know, you got a different coach in your back pocket who rock with you, who going to always, on the athletic side, I'm talking about, who going to always help you out, you know what I mean? And be there for you. Like, you always got to have that. For real, especially once you get to the college level, you always got to have a plan B because for the most part, I say probably 78% of the time, that's a real high percentage, especially with the amount of athletes there is. You would say, right? You would say about 78% of the athletes don't like their first school and want to leave.
Right. You're right.
Like, and it's probably higher than that. And you may not like the second school. or third school. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's a lot harder and different going into college basketball because it ain't like you going into the high school that you in the town that you grew up in and people that heard buzz about you, or your coach may have even watched you play bitty basketball or, Parks and Rec with his child and you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't that. It's really like a sea full of fish. And you just a number. It is what it is. They say we could find another one. So it's like you gotta always be humble, so you can always have people make sure they say good stuff about you when you're still in the game and you're still in the business. You know what I mean? Because you always want people worried. Because at the end of the day, politics run this game. So you always at the end of the day, as when I was a basketball player and killed about ball super much, I always still made sure I kept my relationship good and core with Dave Gagne in case I ever needed that political, I need that political talk. I needed him to talk to somebody for me. You know what I mean? If I needed those politics or I knew somebody was going to call him. And I could say with me doing him right and stuff like that, he did give me his good word and stuff like that. But there's people, that walked out on him who came from places like me, who told him to go F himself. And he used to tell me these stories and stuff like that and didn't handle the situation appropriate like an adult and grow. You know what I mean? They didn't see it different. And, when coaches and schools call him about him, he get him a different word. So, he respected me on that aspect. That's what you're going to want. At the end of the day, you just going to want your respect from a man. Once you notice and see the basketball thing is over, you always still going to want your respect. You want the man to respect you.
No, you're right. Because at the end of the day, for people that's listening, Shev went even after he went with me to UMA, he went pro after, so you know what he's talking about. And even after being in the CMCC system, it's like, bro, you literally got 5 to 8 minutes to go out there and show your talent. If you go out there 5 to 8 minutes, Gagne's thing was always this. He was always about the numbers. What did you do when he was out there? If you went out there and it was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You basically gonna be on the bench the next day. But if you went out there, you had 3 charges, two assists. That does something for him more than you going out there doing nothing.
I'm glad you hit that because we're going. Yeah, I'm glad you touched that too because we're going to touch that on next episode too because the phone's starting to die. But that's very important because that's another thing that I skipped out and that helped me too. I'm like, when I do get in, I'm going to do this, that, or that. I'm going to have like 4 points, 4 assists. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to get that in these little quick minutes. A couple steals, a charge, dive on the floor, get a loose ball. Because, now it made me see the game in a different way, in a different aspect, and play as a different way and see a different role and stuff like that. And, you start liking the game more on an outer span and loving the game as a whole. And because now, that's one thing. We got to learn how to play in different systems. We never played really before in systems that's uncomfortable for us, but we still survived and held our own and was players that got minutes and still played even though it wasn't what we wanted to. You know what I mean? We still got into that system. So imagine if we went to Machias. You know what I mean? But that's going to be episode 4. Machias is episode 4. What if we went to Machias?
Yeah, sir. Hey, but I'm glad you hopped on the show to talk about this. And like I said, y'all stay tuned for episode 3. We're going to talk about our UMA experience and really what brought us over the edge and how Shev was able to go pro with all the adversity that he faced.
Yes, definitely. Let's get it. We're going to get into that and show you that it's never over. Like, there's always something out there for y'all, man. Just keep the faith. If you really want it, you just go get it.
Yes, sir. You know that. So I'm looking forward to talking to episode 3, my man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe or to leave us a review on iTunes or the listening platform of your choice. Also, please check us out at QuinnMitchellII.com, as well as find us on Instagram for more useful content and resources.